Good morning, everybody. Today is January 31st, 2020, and I would like to talk to you about the current conditions of the stock market. Before I do that, let me just quickly pitch an app. It's an app that's a stock market app. You could find it by going to 4etf.com. It will take you directly to the Apple App Store page where you could download, install, and run this app, and it will give you advice about 2,200 ETFs currently being traded on American stock market. So the main thing is that the stock market right now is down around 400 points due to a coronavirus scare. And the reason is that it looks like the government is the government of China just released some new numbers that basically say that 170 or 200 people already died from this virus, and there's around 9,000 people that potentially have the virus inside of them. They're not necessarily sick, but they're carrying the virus. Just in perspective, in America, we have 90 people that die every day from car accidents. And over a course of a month, we have around 3,000 people that die from car accidents. And as we all know, this has a little effect on the stock market, meaning that we don't have huge sales or huge crashes on the stock market because of such numbers. So here we have, over a course of a month, that this thing was actively monitored. In January, basically, we have around, let's say, 170 to 200 people that died from this virus. And that's in China, not in America. So for the stock market to sell off at 400 points, this is, I think it's an overreaction for such news, even though they're bad news, but not that bad that wipe out, tens of billions of dollars of the market caps of American companies. So I'm considering this sell-off as a beautiful buying opportunity. And there's a saying that when everybody's scared, be brave. And when everybody is brave, be scared. Or another way to say it is basically be fearful when everybody is fearless, and be fearless when everybody is fearful. So when we have a sell-off like this at 400 points or 450 points on the Dow, I buy, okay, because I have a feeling that the news are overblown, and in reality, this is just going to be a blimp on the financial situation or economic situation in the world, and specifically the United States. In fact, some of the companies will actually benefit from this virus, such as pharmaceutical companies that develop vaccines, that develop tests for such viruses, and obviously pharmaceutical companies that try to develop antiviral medications that are similar to the medications that were developed during the AIDS epidemic, let's say, when a bunch of drugs were developed to suppress AIDS virus, and Actually, some of those drugs are being used to fight coronavirus. So I think the stock market is still in great shape. I think it will still continue to grow, and at the end of the year we will have a pretty substantial increase in growth in the stock market compared to the current levels. So I would highly suggest you to consider such ETFs such as DIA, that is basically Dow Jones matching ETF, QQQ, that matches basically NASDAQ 100, and SPY, which is an ETF that matches S&P 500 index. So all those ETFs, they basically consist of the best companies in America and actually globally that trade on the US stock market. And I think they are powerful enough and very well positioned to sustain such crisis, which is, I think, is basically in the people's heads, more or less. It's more like emotional crisis versus a real economic crisis. Yeah, we're losing people, but at a very slow rate, and not even comparable to a regular flu that we have every year in America, when let's say 10,000 or more people die from it every year. So if coronavirus does grow and it takes, let's say at this point 200 people, we're looking about 2,000 people die in a year, which is incomparable to 30,000 that die from the car accidents, or 10 or 20,000 being that die from flu. So please download this app, for ETF.com. This is the website, and it will point you to the great ETFs that you should buy right now and take advantage of the sell-off that we currently have on the stock market. Thank you for your time, and good luck trading.